Hello, I'm live. You're listening to the Health Coach Nation podcast. I'm your host, Haley Rowe, marketing and sales coach and strategist for online coaches, wellness professionals. And I love talking all things sales because I think so many people have a conception that sales has to be, or they have this idea that sales has to be pushy, it has to be begging for money, it has to be slimy, and it does not. I've seen firsthand myself wanting to buy something, loving being sold to, looking for someone and wishing I had a solution right in front of me, wishing someone would sell to me. And I've had a very positive journey with sales. I grew up with a mom who's a realtor and loved by her clients. I sold fitness DVDs in high school and had a lot of fun doing that, and people loved them. I sold for a coach on high ticket sales calls and had a positive journey with that. And so my paradigm about sales is positive overall. I think most people have good intentions. Do I think some people are take advantage of people and, aren't good people? Yes, but that's not just with sales, that's just in life. I think that exists, unfortunately. But I think there's enough good guys out there, and we can focus on making the good guys the ones who are selling and the ones who are successful. And that brings me to my point today, which is I have a client who's lovely and one of the best at what she does. And she was telling me that she had some sales fear. Sorry, I've been talking a lot today. Some sales fears. And she was saying this. I'm going to actually just kind of read a version of what we were talking about. So she was saying, I noticed that there's this coach in my field who is doing, a similar concept that I coach on. And I'm noticing that they're offering this big thing, this big event for free. And it's all the things that I teach and that I charge for in my program. And so where I'm getting stuck and selling is feeling like, who would want this when they could go get it from this giant coach for free? And I was coaching her on that, and I want to talk about that with you because my bet is more than one of you have thought, oh, well, who am I to coach on this? Or the information is already out there for free, so why even bother? And the answer is yes. Anything you want to do, you could probably find a lot of free information for how you can do it. But that's not why people sign up with a coach. That's not why people hire us. Yes, they may want a strategy plan. They may want the step by step. But what they also want is the implementation. They don't just want information. The reason they're hiring you is because they haven't been able to implement all the free information out there. They want a faster path. They want more support. They want someone like you guiding them. They want someone who relates to them. They maybe want a community, and maybe you provide that. They want the experience of coaching. They want the identity of being somebody who invests in themselves to get something that they want and to work towards it and to hold themselves accountable. So they don't hire you for information. So even if somebody who is in your field is offering the same information for free, my argument is you could probably put that out there too, and people will still hire you for the implementation piece, for the questions that come up along the way, for the customization they may need to the process. And that is what we want to focus on. So when it comes to making offers and getting yourself out there. The other thing I want to highlight is this client was worked up about this person's bigger audience, they've been around longer. And the truth is, at every stage of business, there will always be someone higher up than you who's been doing it longer, who's made more money with it, who's had more experience than you. Even the top, even Tony Robbins, I bet you there is someone even above Tony Robbins, who is making more and been doing it longer, and the true OG that we don't even know, or maybe you do know, and I'd love to hear who you think that is. But the point is, at every level, even the top 1%, there's always someone above them. Okay? So if you're feeling that way, that the thing we have to ask is, so what? Because there are people who want to hear it from you. There are people who like your story. There are people who like your approach better. There are people who just know you and have the proximity to you and don't know about that other person, despite you thinking they're huge and everybody knows who they are and they're celebrity. I was shocked, by the way. I went to a Tony Robbins event. I was telling, family and cousins and stuff like that I went to it, and they're like, "Who is Tony Robbins?" I'm like, "What? You don't know?" I'm sorry, what? So even though you think, "Oh my gosh, everybody knows this person and is going to hire this person instead of me," that's just not true. So we have to ask, so what and what else is true? Why would they want to hire you? Why are you the person to guide them? And you should make a list and get sold on that yourself so that you are selling from belief. You are selling from, hey, I know I can help you, even though there are other options out there. Here's why I think I'm the right fit. Here's what I think differentiates me. Here's my background with this experience. And making sure that you're selling from that place instead of this place of like, well, you could hire me, but there's a lot of better other people out there. There's a lot of bigger people than me, right? So the point here is that some people are going to want to hire you just because of your story, or they like you, or you relate to you on some level for some reason, or you're convenient to them because you're local, or you were in their news feed right now and they have a problem they want to solve right this second. They don't want to wait. There's so many reasons. Okay. And the other thing is you can offer as much information as you want for free. There will be people who still want to pay to move faster and get answers quicker and get it customized or get it in a course platform so they don't have to go find everything, or they don't have to think about what AI prompts to give AI or whatever it is. And the other thing is, this person, when my client was telling me this person's doing this free event and they're giving everything that I give for free, one thing I wanted to highlight is that if you are, I guarantee at that event that that person is going to sell at the end, or that person's going to have follow-up emails in their email funnel selling their offer. So it's not really for free. The whole goal to give information of that person who was leading that thing was to probably upsell their program. So when you're thinking like, oh, it's all out there for free, well, yeah, they're giving the information, but they're definitely transitioning into an offer. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. That's just how webinars and how a launch typically works, right? You give, and that, like the Gary V book, I forgot what it's called, but it's like give, and then ask. Give, and then ask, right? And that's how marketing works. So if somebody's giving something for free, yes, they're doing it, but they're doing it for their own purpose too, right? To offer their program, or to, have an upsell or whatever it may be. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it just shows you can do that too. You can give all that information for free and then have an offer at the end. You can lead a webinar and then transition into your offer. You can have an email funnel that gives amazing value for free. It could get someone started if they want to go on their own path with it, but then offers your program at the end. So it's really important to just remember that even though there are other people doing things that are similar to you, and they may be further along and they may have a bigger audience, so what? There's still going to be people who want to do it with you. And it's important to remember that that person was once in your phase of business and they didn't get to skip that part. And what I would see it as, rather than comparing yourself and limiting yourself, see it as, well, how that person grew to that level. That means that's possible for me too. That means there's an interest in this. That means if she's hosting this free event on this topic and people are signing up, that means my topics are in demand. That is amazing. So use it as, actually, this is a positive. This is an opportunity. And, the other thing is you get to decide what you give for free. And if you want to give more for free and then transition into your offer, you can do that. So, you get to decide, do I want to share everything for free? Do I want to share portions? Do I want to share And what I typically recommend with clients is to share a slice of your cake, not the whole cake, meaning you don't want to overwhelm people with your free information. It needs to be purposeful, it needs to be limited to a specific pain point or goal. It needs to provide a quick win so that they want your whole cake. Okay, the slice of the cake helps them see, wow, you produced a quick win for me and with me very quickly, and it was really helpful. And now I wonder what else we can do together. But if I give them all the information up front, they're not going to even eat the slice of the cake. They're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so full. I ate the whole cake. I'm information overload. I don't know what to do with all this. Like, I'm going to give up and I'm going to not look at this again because there's so much information. So, when it comes to comparing yourself and letting that kind of turn into imposter syndrome, it's or even like perfectionism, like, oh, I can't put out my information until it's like this person's and it's a huge event and all the things. We have to shift and ask, what can I do right now, right here, that's going to serve my audience, and focus on them and not what other people are doing in your field, and not, I need to wait until it's perfect. Focus on them, focus on service, focus on what you want to give and how you can transition or help people see the value in the work that you do with your one-on-one clients or in your paid programs, that kind of thing. So I hope this gives you just a little bit of a paradigm shift when you're just seeing other people like you out there doing a similar thing or teaching on the same concepts. And I'd love to know if you want to share either in the chat or with me on Instagram. I'm at Haley_Rowe. What do you feel is limiting you in your business? Sometimes it's comparison, other times it's perfectionism, other times it's thinking, oh, all the information's out there for free, why bother? And I want to challenge you to challenge that thought. What else is true? So what, right? There will be proof of concept out there. And just like this client could look at this coach and see this coach has built a huge empire, that means it's possible. That shows proof. That shows that people are interested in it. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. And if you want more support with your strategy, or just like we were talking about, you have the information, you know what you need to be doing in your business, but either you're not doing it, you don't know what order to go in, you want to work with someone who's been through it before. That's what coaching is all about. So you can go to haleyrowe.com and book a free consult and learn more about my coaching options. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.